Now, GA4 is super confusing when you start with it. That said, there is a powerful way to make it much better and tailored to your needs. And I think this feature is super underutilized. So in this video, I'll show you how to use the library feature in Google Analytics 4. Hello data people, I'm Robert from Clicks Don't Lie, and I'm here to help you understand and analyze data to make better decisions in e-commerce. So let's just get started. So this is my GA4, and you can see I have just a standard report here. But if you look into, for example, acquisition, you have 3 reports here, but they're not really useful. For example, what's the difference between user acquisition and traffic acquisition? I would never use both of them. I just use always the session one. Same thing in engagement. You have a lot of things here, but do you actually use all of these? Probably not. So let's clean this up. You have this feature called library. So if you click on it, so in the library, you can see that you have here business objective life cycle, for example. What does it mean? Well, actually, you see this one is published, and this library is the one that you see here. You see, there's this life cycle title here. This means we can now go inside here, and then we will see it here. We can rename this if you want. For example, life cycle doesn't make any sense. We could call, our shop, or your company name and shop, whatever you want, you can add it here. Then we have topics and reports. You see here, this is the acquisition section, engagement, and so on. What we can do is actually just remove, for example, the user acquisition, and we can also look at an engagement. So for example, I never look at the conversions because I don't have anything there. Pages and screens is good. Tech details I could move somewhere because I don't think they really fit in here as an engagement. I would create a new section for this. So if we want to create a new one here, create new topic, or we can just rename this retention one to something else. So here, let's call tech, apply, and now we have a new section here. So we could just, so what we can do here is just remove it from here, tech details. I'm going to just remove it, and let's look for the same one here, tech details. You can see it appears. Now we can just drag it into the tech. No. This is sometimes a bit annoying here. Tech details. Now it's asking for overview report, but maybe we don't need it for tech details. And I'm just going to remove the whole section of retention. I don't think it's needed. So to get the best setup for e-commerce, check out the link in the video description down below, where I've prepared a checklist so that you can just download it and then copy it to your GA4. I provide the optimal structure and reports you should just include in your menu there. So let's go back to acquisition. Right now we have 2, acquisition overview. But what if we would like to have something something that we customize? So for example, the acquisition report right now shows all of our campaigns and channels. What about if we want to see specific channel like, I don't know, YouTube or Google search? Well, let's save this report, or sorry, this collection. Let's save it. And now we can go back to our GA4 dashboard. And here we are in the library still. And you can see that acquisition has been now updated. But I do want to add a new report here. So I want to have just looking at people that came from YouTube. So here I'm still in the library. Let's just scroll down, and you can see that these are all the reports that are now available that we can put in here. So let's create a new report. And in this case, you have 2 options, overview report or detail report. We're going to build a detail report. And just for this one, I'm going to use already a template just because it's easier to just update. I want to keep the format quite similar. So I'm going to use the traffic acquisition. So I'm going to just click on it. So you can see this is just the traffic acquisition report. It looks exactly the same as what you have already, but what we can do here is start updating this. So I don't want to just look at the primary channel. I actually want to look at the campaigns. Let's choose from here campaigns. But right now I can see a lot of stuff. I just want to see the ones that are actually have a campaign name. This is too confusing otherwise. So let's do that. Here on the right, you have the customized report and you have the filters. If I click on the filter, you can now choose here, for example, source. I'm going to filter by source. In this case, contains YouTube. Let's just save it. I have the button here underneath this, whatever this is. There you go. Now you can see that this shows only those campaigns that actually have a name. Hey, but I don't like this one. I want to make it clear that, we don't need this part as well. So what I can do, unfortunately, you cannot edit this filter. You just need to set it up again. Let's do that. Okay, so we come here, again, source, session source, then contains YouTube. And let's add a new condition. And in this case, we're going to say campaign. So session campaign. And then from here, we can choose contains, but actually we want to say does not contain, and it was referral. So like this, and again, just save it. And there you go. Now you can see all those campaigns that actually have a campaign name. So this way you are able to just look at what is going on your website. So let's just save this report. Or actually, before saving, we can also remove this. You can see these two reports. Well, for example, the bar chart, I don't need it. I'll just keep it to the line chart. So it's a bit bigger that way. You see, I just click on this eye icon. So now what we can do is just let's save it. Let's give this report a name. I'm going to say YouTube organic campaigns. And you can add the description, but it's really clear already from the name. So let's click on save. Okay, so this is the report. What we can do here is if I scroll down, you'll notice there's a lot of metrics we don't actually need. So for example, I don't know, events per session. What we can do is come here in metrics and just remove the events per session. Where is it? Here. Then event count, I'm not that interested. Conversions only if it's needed. In this case, I don't have it set it up. So I could just remove it. Same thing with total revenue, just because I don't have it set it up. This way, if I save it, the report just becomes so much, it's just easier to digest because there's not so much information. But you could also add more metrics here if you're missing something. So for example, conversion rate, there you go. I have a purchase conversion rate here. I could add it in there, although right now it doesn't work on this side, but it could show up there. It would, oh, sorry, let me save this and it will show up there. So you could use it this way as well. So there you go. So now we can save this. Save to the current report, save, and then let's go back. And now in library, you should see it. It's here. Yeah, it appears there. So let's go now in our shop. That's our collection. If I go inside and now in acquisition, I can just look here for YouTube and I can drag this to the acquisition section like this. And then if we scroll down, save it. Yes, to the current collection. Let's go back. And now you notice here on the left, you have acquisitions, and there you go. You have your YouTube organic campaigns. You can notice that this is our report. It's custom made and it just has relevant information to us or to our colleagues. This way, you're able to just cut out all the mess that GA4 comes with. Now that you know how to use library in GA4, but GA4 is full of metrics and reports that you just don't need for e-commerce, and using them will just waste your time. That's why you should watch this video next if you want to learn the most useful reports in GA4 specifically for e-commerce.